Hey there guys, Bart here coming at you today in Magic Arena again, and this time for a Premier Draft. And this is something that I had recorded in my computer. I was looking at it and here you can see that I get this beautiful mountain. I love this one, and that's already past, you can't get those art anymore. And I saw this footage in my computer and said, man, I think I can bring some nice things about it. So we're going to be rare drafting today. And this is usually what I do on rare drafts, and I'm ready. And I'm going to be talking a little bit about the decisions I made and if I still agree with them or not. Of course, it's easier to say after you brew your deck. So when you are rare drafting, you're getting mostly the rares that you need. For example, Relic Robber is a great rare. I would pick it as my first pick, but if I was not on red, for example, on other packs, I would still pick it because I had 0 of him, so I pick him. Now, in Zendikar, some double-faced cards are really great, like a Common Warrior. Some cards like Tazim Raptor that get these lands that are also spells back to your hand are great. And then you can see that we have great removal in Synchronized Spellcraft. Maybe it could be like the best card for us to get, and then we would close red for us. But I'm also flirting with Feed the Swarm. You can just destroy a creature or an enchantment. You do lose a little bit of life, but I will end up deciding for it. It's a good removal, but generally when you start making your deck, you gotta first start with, okay, we need active things, how will our deck work? And maybe the warrior could be better because Rakdos has some party synergies if we go for it. Although the warrior was on red. Now we have another warriors. I'm going to choose the zombie bat because I think, okay, it flies, it has life, I think it can be pretty good at the end of the game. And now I have some equipments, some cards that are not in my color that not very good, but I have some good cards on red. So maybe at this point I should have closed red because I had this Titterpick Ambusher. It's an okay card, but I really like the Grotag Bugcatcher. I realized after that he is a really nice card. I end up picking Demon's Dispo because it can be a removal. And now I think that Malakir Blood Priest is a good card in our colors. We're going for Rakdos, but there's nothing that closes us very much. Probably Relic Robber closes us a little bit on red, like we want to be on red, but then I didn't pass. I didn't take the best red cards, so that's not a great thing. If you go for Rakdos party is kind of easy to assemble. You have good warriors, good clerics, like this cleric is great. This wizard is good. This warrior is okay. And then we have wizard, cleric, warrior, rogue, and we have some good rogues. I should probably pick this priest, but I think I end up picking the Hellion in here. Yeah, the Hellion is a great card. You get back a double face to your hand, and then you can cast it. So we are rare drafting. Thankfully, I already have 4 of this land that is rare, so I don't need to pick it. And now I'm between the double face and this wizard. The wizard is pretty great and probably as an active card could be better than the double faced, but I chose the double faced. And then not something great on the other colors. So I'm gonna go for this rogue, I'm sorry. That gets Death Touch if you have another rogue. It's kind of an okay card. Now, I'm going to pick that rogue And this starts assembling a party thing, and at pick 10 we still have that removal on red, so red was pretty open from the start. Someone picked some things, so probably there's another person who is on red. But it's good to get this because then we have good removal and 2 great cards on red. Now I think that this Seagate Colossus is the best card for our deck. That's what we pick. Here I'm just gonna get something that goes along party, and then probably Chilling Trap. Yeah, okay. So I get some blue cards. If I end up getting something on blue that is a bomb. Now we're just waiting. I think this is the last card. Okay, another blue card. We'll take it. Okay, so here I saw, okay, first we are going to take Seagate Stormcaller because it is the mythic of the pack. And we don't have, and I actually really like that card. We had a Royal Eruption that we're gonna have to let it pass, and that is pretty a little bit hurting because we're not on blue, at least not yet. Seagate Stormcaller is a good card on blue, like copying a removal spell, for example, is great. And I am going to catch it. Okay, so we have some blue cards in case something changes. So at this point I was not really, okay, I'm on Rakdos. I was kind of, could I be on blue maybe? We have some warrior synergies. Probably the best card in here is the priest, what's the name? Marauding Blight Priest, I think that's the name. That's the cleric that can ping points of life. Whenever you gain life, it deals 1 damage, that one. Maybe Pack Beast is also great. Pack Beast is really an enabler actually. Like to fill in the blank for those rooms that you need to fill the for members of the party. I go for this wizard on red. I don't know if that's great. We have this double face, Jewelry Disruption. I look at it like, that's blue. But I have this Thundering Spark Mage which can be removal at the same time that it leaves a body in the field, and that's just great. And the other wizard is also great, and we could have 2 of him right now. So you can see that when you are rare drafting, you lose a little bit of the good things that you could have. So we take the Spark Mage, okay. Now here we have this Rogue on black, that's great. So I was around these or the Minotaur, and then I saw Feed Swarm, and I said, I think that at this moment I thought, okay, I don't have a lot of removal, maybe I need this. I don't know, looking at it right now, I think that maybe I could have gone for the human rogue that grows and then has menace and is also a land. Okay, so this, I had only 3 Confounding Conundrum. I remember that I crafted 2 of these for my historic decks. And then I looked at these and I said, okay, I need to take because it's the 4th copy, but Spellcraft or the Wizard, the Electromancer, they would probably be the choice in here. Black Predation is good, but we have Deadly Alliance. I still, for example, didn't see it right now. I was looking for the party members, and then I realized that Deadly Alliance is there, and then I catch it. It's great removal. So this should be a busted deck if we were not rare drafting, I think. But it's an okay deck right now. You know, it's doable, and we are rare drafting. The other color combination that could go well with party is Azorius, like blue and white. There are some good payoffs, and you can get some good wizards, good rogues, good clerics, and some warriors. Okay, so we don't have a lot in here. I could get this Hellhound, but it's not great. And what I think is, if I am going to blue at some point, I gotta get the best cards right now, and I can. I find a pack beast later on the draft, so I take it. It's great. And then I think I'm gonna get a disruption just because this card is not great. Yeah, I get this disruption, and then I just get something that is on our colors, but probably not going to use. Get something on blue just because. If we open, for example, a blue. No, we don't open a blue bomb, but if we had opened, then we could go for blue. No Priest of Oblivion is great, really great. It's better than removal because we can get something back from our graveyard, so it could be really great in some matches. And that's why I take it over the removal. And here we are rare drafting. We see one rare that we don't have. We are losing Deadly Alliance to it, which I would probably pick. So it hurts me because I'm not on green, I can't go for that. And then a Lotus Cobra. So this Lotus Cobra, uh, uh, I'm going to pick because it's a rare, but I didn't have great options. And then Omnath, I don't know if it was banned at the time, but I'm losing Vanquish the Weak and Spellcraft. So you do lose a lot if you are rare drafting or mythic drafting as on this set, on this draft. Uh, so I'm still watching the blue cards, but there is no way that you can go for 3-color decks, okay? That's why I didn't choose. I get this row. It's a little bit better than the other one and doable. We have this double face and we have Growtag. Maybe. I'm seeing right now that our 2-drop is a little bit heavy, but maybe Growtag could be better. And now this is the point where I started watching. Okay, I'm separating lands in here just to have an idea of my curve. And it's actually a nice curve. You want to have 2 drops and maybe 1 or 2 cards that are on the 1-drop, if they're okay. And we do get a Growtag in here. And he's great when you have a good amount of the party assembled. Now we have this rogue. We have this 4-mana rogue or this 1-mana one. Both are okay, but I picked the 1-mana one just to have an early thing. So I'm probably not gonna use blue in here. And just picking that, we have Titter pick in here. And I think that's what I picked. Yeah, I think I only have a 1 card on the 1-drop slot. Just getting some blue card, although I'm not going to use blue. We have this removal which is pretty bad, but I am going to use it, so I pick it. We get this warrior, probably not going to play, and this one. I'm sorry, that was a rogue. And for the gems, because of something, I don't know what. Okay, so now we're going to do the actual cuts to the deck because we have 43 cards, probably cutting 1 or 2 lands and then 1 creature. We did draft 2 mythics as I'm showing, and then there are 3 rares that we have on the sideboard, plus we have the No Priest of Oblivion and Relic Robber, our first pick. So that was 5 rares and 2 mythics. That's already like opening 7 packs if you're thinking about only the part of mythics and rares. So already a good value, a great value that we already took from this draft. And then what you want to go for when you're drafting is you gotta pass the ruin point. The ruin point is the point where you just lose a lot of gems, and that is like, I think that on the third win you win 250 gems and 2 packs or 1 pack. Sorry. And then I'm just cutting some things in here. I still didn't cut anything. I'm gonna cut one bat, one zombie bat, the ghastly ghost hunter. I don't know what else did I cut. I think I cut land and something else. But anyway, after you go for the 4th win on your draft, you're gonna get like 1k gems, and then you're already not anymore in the ruin point. You passed it. So you want to try to pass it like most of the time. And then I'm at 42 cards. What else did I cut? I think it were lands because we have 3 double face. Is that it? Okay, we have 12, 11, we have 17, we have 20 lands right now. Could cut 1 or 2. Let's see what I do. Theater Peak is an okay card. We have some bad removal like Sizzling Barrage. Grow Tag is good. I did cut it. Wow. So I didn't remember that I cut it because I'm thinking that he's good. Like it's a recent thing that I'm thinking. Maybe at that point I didn't like him. And that happens, you just change your mind, like, okay, I like this card, I don't like this anymore. Like, I loved... there was one card in Zendikar that I was like, okay, I think that this card is really great. And I realized that it isn't. And then I just cut a land right now. So, are we not running Growtag? I think that I had to choose a 2-mana creature to just cut, and I chose Growtag. Okay, now I'm just going to get some fancy lands. Rakdos Party? Okay. Party 7. Rakdos Parties. Okay, so there is this Rakdos deck. We get some lands to it. I could get this Zendikar alternative full art lands. Not alternative, but just full art lands. And I think that I got the ones that I really wanted. I'm cutting the other ones. So as you can see, I probably enjoyed more the one that is kind of green of the swamps. And I just got the mountain that I love the most about Zendikar. This one. Yeah, this one is one that I really enjoy, but I do like the other one, not that one, that one. And I do have this old mountain that I like. So I'm just going to throw it in. I have one theory that's probably false, that if you run some fancy lands, you're just not gonna go so well as if you just run the standard lands that they give you when you craft the new deck. Okay, so I'm giving a double check. Do I want this? We could have gone for blue, man. We had Stormcaller into the Royal. But we have Relic Robber. We will have some good things. If we didn't rare draft, we would have like 5 removal spells. Breakdown.x. So at this point I already brought my first game. Okay, I had Pact Beast, I didn't have Black Source. At this point, maybe I shouldn't keep. And that's what I'm thinking right in there, Mulligan. Probably I was kind of, okay, what can I do if I get a Black Source, and else if I can get Relic Robber on the field, because I think that this is a great card, and I just want to see if it's going to win me some games. So this is not a great point, we don't draw a Black Source, but we can do a 2-drop, so it's fine. When you find a Black Source, we can start doing things. Oh, if you don't know, Relic Robber, when it deals damage to your opponent, you make your opponent create a token that is a 0/1 that says every turn it deals 1 damage to your opponent. So that's interesting. The thing is that in here I can't go for Relic Robber and attack because he's just going to block. So the good thing about Pack Beast is that it is going to allow me to go for this. And I go for Malakir Blood Priest first, because no Priest of Oblivion might be something that I want to throw later in the game. Maybe if we have the mana, just get back something from our graveyard. Opponent's checking our creatures. Opponent's on Gruul with his Death Touch creature blocking us. Now we do have Feed the Swarm that we could go for in here, just to destroy that 1/1 with Death Touch, but if I went, but I couldn't go for both right now, so opponent has mana open. I don't know if I'm going to consider doing it. And maybe I can just get this down. It has menace, we can keep hitting opponent. So maybe I should have done this on the last turn and then went for the Blood Priest. I decided not to. Maybe I was just checking if opponent was going to do something. Okay, he does nothing. And we get down this no Priest of Oblivion, I'm sorry. I change the names all the time, especially when it's kind of a new set. Canopy Baloth, so opponents on landfall. True landfall is a great thing. We have Malakir Rebirth. Not bad. I was probably checking what did I need to spend to cast that. Like 2 mana. So I can only cast 1 spell right now. And I didn't draw the land, so probably I'm just going to drop this Malakir Rebirth as a land. Okay, I'm gonna destroy that. Attack with no priest. This way it has menace, so it can't be blocked by only 1 creature. Opponent says nice. I do just end the turn. I don't know if that's the best play, but as we already had 2 things, 2 black things in the battlefield, maybe that was okay. And here we are in a bad spot for... Yeah, we cannot throw you. Okay, so I'm gonna gain 2 life and maybe offer the trade, because at some point, if that is not on the battlefield, I can just put a Relic Robber on the battlefield, attack, and start getting some life out of our opponent. But I think that the best thing is that while a Relic Robber is on the battlefield, you're just like, okay, opponent generally has to keep a blocker, so I shouldn't drop Relic Robber in here. Should just do this as a land. This is actually what I should have done on the last turn. I do drop the Relic Robber, which is kind of a mistake maybe, because I think that I just wanted to do the best usage of my mana, and getting 2 turns without doing anything would be bad. That was a card, that's not great. Destroy a land. So we can search for a swamp. So that's not bad. Maybe he just wanted to draw a card. And it does attack. What can I do next turn? This Spark Mage can kill something. Kazu's Fury. I think that at this point what I'm trying to figure out is, okay, how do I get Relic Robber to attack him? And maybe even the No Priest of Oblivion, because it gains life. It's just... No Priest of Oblivion is pretty good. Maybe I'm thinking to go with that Vampire. So we have... I think it's Cleric, Rogue, and the Pack Beast. So that deals 4 damage. Oh, okay, I decide to attack first, say, okay, do you want to lose something, opponent? Because both of them, they are priests, clerics, and if opponent blocks the No Priest of Oblivion, he has to double block. And he says, okay, I already draw a card from this, I'm going to trade this with you. And this still leaves the Thundering Spark Mage with being the 4th member of the party. This way we can kill that. So that was great. I do not need to drop this as a land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But if I drop this as a land and I draw a land, a black source, then we can do a double spell next turn. That's probably what I was thinking in here, because I just want to close the game. We have a better board than our opponent at this point. Does 1 damage in there, okay. We don't have a Pack Beast. He could have done that to No Priest of Oblivion. I don't know. And then he has Royal Eruption, okay. So, okay, Relic Robber didn't do anything in this game. We're not going to see his power. And then Zendikar on a tapped land. I would have done Zendikar on the double face, because when the land dies, you take that back to your hand. And then you have... Oh, I offered the trade in here. A little bold, but... okay, I just threw Sizzling Barrage and was just trying to use it. Oh, and then we can drop the Dissipate, but we say, you know what? I don't care about this 4/4. You can attack me if you want. I don't know. Maybe I should have killed the land while I could. Okay, we can do this and attack with the No Priest of Oblivion. Probably second this one for Rogue, because Demon's Dispo attacks for 3. I do sack the Choo-Choo, because we have a blocker. And then gain 2 life, like, I think that I gain like 10 life with this No Priest of Oblivion, maybe even more. Okay, looks at the top cards. There is one great thing about that card, is that it says, damn, opponent just finds a Morog. I was reading the card, I didn't know it so well. It just lets you attack again. So that's his bomb. But we can still attack with No Priest of Oblivion, that's what I'm thinking of doing. So this point is pretty hard. We do have this Colossus as a blocker. get this land down. Opponent. So what is keeping the... Okay. A land for opponent, land falls trigger, and he does nothing. So I'm probably attacking with the Seagate Colossus and no Priest of Oblivion. If he was not gonna attack, maybe he should have left... Oh, I'm attacking with everything. I like this attack. Because opponent can't block no Priest. I mean, if he blocks, he dies, because he needs to double block. Then if he blocks the 7/5, which he has to, then he only has one other creature to block, and we take like 3 damage in his face. You can't block like that, and that's it. So that was the first game. I'm gonna give it a little break in here, and what the fuck? Why is my camera like this? Hello? Okay, so we're back in here, and now I got the focus back on a good track. This is the second match. We have Pack Beast, Zombie Bat, not great. I do keep it. It's a keepable hand. I think that we go first, which is great. No, we don't. So opponent goes first. Okay. Maybe I'm just going to throw the flying. Although I got this wizard. And I'm gonna go for it. We can discard a land in here safely. You get that. Opponent's on Izzet. Blue is a great color. Okay, he's on Grixis actually. Going for 3 colors might be a little bit greedy. Opponent did get all of his colors in here. I'm going to attack first. Because probably I wasn't just... I did not know what to expect probably. Maybe I should have run the Zombie Bat just in case he had counter spells. We almost ended up on Grixis, so I can't say a lot about that. But going for 3 colors is just too much. He got that Mythic. Now I can double spell, probably gonna try to attack first. Thinking if I pump, better not to pump. Back Beast first, not countered, and doesn't seem like my opponent has anything. You have 2, 3, 4, 5 power on the board. And I think that I got kind of scared. Like, what is my opponent going to do? And this is the thing, it's turn 5 and he did nothing. Coveted prize for 5 mana, he gets a 4 mana spell in his deck. So he did play 1 mythic as a land, and now he's playing a rare. We're seeing his payoffs. He's choosing, but you can see that it's kind of taking his time. Come on, opponent. I do think that Coveted Prize is a good card when you can cast it for like 2 or 1 mana. And oh, he can't cast? Maybe his big things are in his hand, I don't know. So we have 2, 3, 4, 5 damage. I can pump the Teeter Pick and go for the bet. But do I need it? I think I'm not going to do it, right? Yeah, I don't do it. I just have to see what opponent has. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. And that rogue, which is not great, and then this one. Okay, so he wants to stabilize, but it's going to be hard. We can kill the 3/4 rogue, which makes it that the 2/2 rogue can't, because we have wizard, warrior, pack beast, and now another wizard. Okay, that's why we did it that way. We couldn't kill the 3/4 with what we had, and he's probably going to concede now. Unless he has Shadow's Verdict. Nope. So that was it. Even Shadow's Verdict would leave us with our wizard. That is a 2/2. So 3 colors and nothing on turn 1, 2, and 3, and 4. That leads you to a loss. So let's see, I think that I already have, yeah. So this is me looking for the third game against LDCI. So you can see that we did a really close deck. We knew what we wanted to do. We knew what were our synergies. We do have a little bit of things that don't have a lot of synergy with the deck, but it's a doable deck. It plays, it can be aggressive, it can do things and have some synergies. I'm thinking of mulliganing here because I don't have a turn 1 or a turn 2 play, so it could be slow, but opponent didn't do anything on turn 1, that's good. Probably I'm running Swamp in here, just so that I don't forget to put it afterwards. Yeah, generally I do that, like I have 4 red sources and 1 black source. I just do the black source just so that I don't screw my mana later. And we can do this. This is a decent 2-drop. Opponent does nothing. Attacking first, nothing yet. And I'm just going to leave the flash rogue that I have to play on his. Okay, opponent goes for a creature, that guy is indestructible. We mill 2 cards out of them. We can check if they are running another color, they are not. Now for mana we can double spell in here. My creatures can't be blocked because one has menace and the other is flying, so I'm going to attack first. And probably just going to double spell in here. That's a priest, cleric. I always say priest, but it's cleric. We still don't have a wizard, right? Yeah, that's it. Opponent concedes, so we take these games, you know. It's not like we had busted start, it's just that we have some 2-drops, we have a decent deck, I think. Decent, not great. Now, that's 1, 2, 3, this is the fourth. This is the fourth, what do you say? Fourth game? Yeah, I'm kind of thinking here. Okay. I should have cut these parts, I'm sorry. Maybe I cut other ones for other games. But I don't think that this is a deck that we're going to be able to go for 7 wins. Maybe if we had all of the best things that were open for us, because red was pretty open, and black, we had some things on black. So the thing is, generally, I don't know if that's because I like black as a color in Magic the Gathering, and I just love to play it. So, you know, removal, I think it has a great sideboard options. I think that black and blue are colors that always have that. Oxymoronica, okay. So I don't know why I generally tend to go for black decks even in drafts. That's generally not great, and when I go for other colors, I just don't do so well. You can see another time I'm going for the swamp first. Yep. So probably in here I start with Titter Peak, maybe. Ooh, that's a great card for opponent. So opponent might be aggro on us. That wizard is great to have better draws, to have a little bit of card selection later. But I think that I start with the warrior. Red-white aggro is kind of good in Zendikar. It's always generally a deck that you're able to do. Okay, so opponent hits me for 6. Nothing I can do. Feed the Swarm is a sorcery speed, so we can't do this on their turn. Now in here I could try to find an answer for that. I could destroy the bird. I don't know if that's the best thing. Opponent might not have a land next turn. Now between Pack Beast, I think I'm gonna go Pack Beast, because when I go for the Wizard later, that I did go for Pack Beast, and that's the case. Because when you go for the Wizard later, then you have 3, and then with the Cleric we can gain 4 life. That's great. Opponent has some landfall synergies in here. We can go for the Wizard, yeah, and Deadly Alliance. So that's a good. That's a good turn. But the thing is, what do I want to kill? And also, what do I want to discard in here? I'm thinking of discarding Kazu's Fury. Although that's a land. Yeah, but I want all of the rest. I want removal, I want Deadly Alliance, I want Molecular Blood Priest. We do not attack, so I leave Deadly Alliance to do it on their turn. They can have their... or not. Or am I going to throw this now? No, I didn't. Okay. We could throw Molecular Blood Priest, gain 4 life, drain them on 4. Okay, I can just do this before they can attack, so I'm probably going to. I think that I destroyed the Lagek. Although I don't know if that was the best option, because would he attack? Oh, he didn't have a land, okay. So we're drawing some lands, talking about that. Sorry. And then we drain for 4. We don't have a good attack, maybe Titter Peak, just to see if we can trade with something. Not a bad trade. And I just hit for 1 and use Feed the Swarm. Probably that's it, right? Who do I want to feed the swarm? The bird is something that I'm not going to be able to block, or double block, for example. And we take less damage of killing it. For example, in here we could double block maybe. But I'm probably thinking on the comeback, and there is the third lag, and just lands for us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lands. So probably I should have dropped the other land, just because if opponent doesn't block, pump twice and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 deal 5 damage. Not bad, although they have good attacks later. Opponent thought, yeah. The good thing is that we can be faking that we have something. So he can get a land back and trigger the landfall. Also do something that costs 2 mana. Let's see if he does it. Now this is kind of a good attack that they have in here. We double block. Yeah, I think we do. Or didn't I? If I don't double block, I'm going to chew life. And then I don't have enough to deal 12 damage. So this is mostly what I want to get rid of. And how, because they have 2 mana. Okay, I just went for a double block. Yeah. Opponent has the Tazim Raptor, which is not great for us. So this is tricky. If he blocks, we can take something, but then the Dispo also gets something out of us. To kill the Teeter Peak, they need to double block, but they are probably not blocking if I attack. Now the Dispo can get probably Grutag, so I don't think I should have attacked in here. I think that this was a mistake. And I pumped it, because I can. This was a mistake. And I probably have to say goodbye to Teeter Peak, which is a good creature. And probably we should have just said goodbye to the Wizard. That is a 2-1. Yeah, that was a mistake. Okay, so that was a mistake. Opponent knows we have land. The good thing is that when you take your time to think about dropping the land or not, the good thing is that he doesn't know exactly if that's only a basic land or if that's a double face card. And then he drops that again with haste. I can trade and take 3 damage, and but maybe I did forget about the trample. Maybe I just realized that we didn't have a way to win in here. Really far, yeah. Both had 1 toughness, so that was game. Even though we were not in a great spot, we did that mistake of attacking with Teeter Peak. Tazim Raptor also didn't help us. Okay, so we are now 1, 2, 3, 1. We are with 3 victors and 1 defeat. If we get to the third defeat, we lose. And now this is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5th match. We're against another Orzhov deck. Go for Fisher Wizard. I think I can drop a land, right? I'm choosing the card art. I'm not blocking if he can do something in here, right? And it's just 2 damage. Life is a resource. So if he has nothing, Relic Robber can attack because it has haste and create an artifact that is going to be really troublesome for my opponent. Not attacking. Oh, he can have the rogue with flying. So probably I thought, okay, Relic Robber, nice. And then I thought, what if he has something? He did have. What does he have? We were going to lose Relic Robber. Good thing we did not attack, but this is one thing they probably need to stay. Okay, they attack. So they probably needed to stay behind. Because okay, you get some counters, blah blah blah, but I'm gonna go for probably. We already have Rogue and Wizard. We go for a Cleric, gain 3 life, deal 3 damage, and then we go for Deadly Alliance. Attack with Relic Robber. We have an artifact on their side that is dealing damage to them. Yeah, that sounds good and that sounds great. And we're killing a creature that has Vigilance and it's a 3/3. That's okay. We can even go aggressive, as you see. And that artifact, if I remember correctly, if this is the match, that artifact is going to give a little bit of trouble. This is nice because if opponent has removal, he's like, okay, do I remove Relic Robber, do I remove this artifact? And the artifact can't block. Yeah, you can attack, I'm not blocking that. It doesn't matter if you attack or block. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now opponent has to stay backwards. The Demon's Dispo is not great because opponent would sacrifice the artifact that he just have. I can feed the Swarm the 3/4, but then I can't attack with Relic Robber, at least not in a great way. You have no Priest of Oblivion in case opponent at some point destroys Relic Robber. So this is the thing. I'm probably thinking, opponent can race us on the air. They have 5 power on the air. Hardly they're going to do it. So I go for the Menace creature with lifelink. Yeah, there's nothing there right now, but at some point it could be. Or do I feed the Swarm? I think I take 4 damage to do this. 5 damage. Okay, so we take 5 points of life to destroy that. And we do not have a good attack. We need to hold ourselves in here. Another Lynx. And they have something in their hand. Okay, they attack with the Rogue. Okay, they attack with everything. We have double Rogue, so that's why I'm blocking with one of them. Because if I can kill these other Lynx... Okay, he goes for that. One more mana. Yeah, Demon's Dispo is really being being a non-bow in here. As it's a hard game, we need another mana. Opponent only has good attacks on the air. Okay, that's good that this card just came by the end of the game. Opponent is just throwing that links. He's going aggressive. Nothing has reached on my side. But now we can attack with Relic Robber, that's nice. We can even make sure that we hit. But I rather... yeah, I rather see if he wants to block. Because that's a 1-1. If he doesn't, he gets two things in his... two artifacts in his... battlefield. And I am going to get the lifelink. Oh, that's bold. Okay. So if he gets a land, he can attack us for 4. But then he's looking at his graveyard. So maybe that's the card with kicker that gets cards from the graveyard to the hand. If he spends 4 mana, he has 2 mana to do things. He's dead in 2 turns for the artifacts only. And no Priest of Oblivion also has menace, which is great. He does use that with kicker. And he's probably gonna go for, yeah, that. Are you going to attack? No. Okay. So this is an interesting point. He needs to double block no Priest of Oblivion and all of his creatures have 1 toughness. So we can destroy 2 of his creatures, get 2 life for us. Yeah, that's it. And that's just the way for the victory. Now what do you want to lose? Would I lose those? Just because they have the least power? I don't know if that's the best play. And then I'm also keeping the Dispo in his hand. In my hand in this case. Okay, he's at 3. Another landfall card that is not going, and he attacks. We're flooding a little bit, but we don't need to attack. Now he's at 1. So Relic Robber, those artifacts, they became a time bomb. Like, can you kill us? You can tap one of our creatures and then we lose Relic Robber. Oh, he tapped Relic Robber, like, and he attacks for 6. Okay, that's game. We just need to pass the game for him. You can just Kazu's Fury Relic Robber. But I went for this play. Demon's Dispo, and Fling, actually Kazu's Fury. Submit 1. Okay, so Relic Robber showed that he's really good. Opponent has to keep his creatures to block. You can just try to find their removals while that happens. So that's really interesting. Yeah. Am I going to spend a little bit of time? No, I did not. So I did a cut in here because I want to see. I lost this one and then I won 1, 2, 3, 4. So I think we are 4-1 right now. After this match, we can show that. We can see that. That is That is, if this sequence of these matches is correct. But I think it is. We have red cards with no red land, a mulligan. This is also something that happens a lot with me. I don't know if you guys have that. But it's like I win some games and then suddenly my hands are all flawed. They don't have lands of one color and I have a lot of spells of that color. I don't know if that's kind of... It always feels like it's the system trying to beat us, right? Like, hey, this guy is going well in his wrath. Put some challenges in there. I don't know. But probably that's just from some trick of the mind. Here I can offer the trade. Doesn't seem great. Probably just throwing a rogue and being mana efficient is the best play. Yeah, I thought I was gonna offer the trade for a little bit. I was appreciating the artwork. I really was really excited to win this artwork. Theater Peak is a warrior, so doesn't synergizes with the rogue that we have in the battlefield. Skyclave. I don't know if I would have run that right now. You know, maybe I could have a bomb. Opponent just wanted to be able to attack. Okay, he doesn't block. I would pump to get my thing back. Here I can double spell and that's really nice because on the next turn I have 3 party members, so if I get a land, that's a good removal we have. The one thing about the spellcraft, this red removal, is that it doesn't cost less for each creature you have in your party. That's kind of something I wanted it to have. Opponent attacks us. I was reading Skyclave Apparition probably just to point out that this is really nice. Some other creatures that we had in the past with this ability of like exile something while Deputy of Detention, I think that was his name, while he was on the battlefield, and every card with the same name in this case. But the thing was, if you killed Deputy of Detention, you could just get that permanent back to you. And Skyclave Apparition, if you kill that, you're just gonna get a token that is like a 1/1 or a 6/6, I don't know, but it's just a token. You don't get, like, for example, that Planeswalker back to you. So here I block, I have ways to pump, and I'm blocking everything. I have a rogue to come back later. Opponent has only 3 lands, let's see what they can do. Creatures you control get +1/+1, so that's a 3/3. That doesn't have kicker, so everything is trading, right? Not Theater Peak, but I can just pump him. Opponent still has something to do, and he's thinking of protecting. +2/+2. Okay, so one of those is just destroying one of my creatures. I lose Theater Peak, but maybe this was the best thing, you know, just pump it. Opponent has one thing in their battlefield, we have another. Now, this is not the best point to go for our removal spell. Other warriors. That is a warrior. Okay. So I go for this rogue. Am I going to block with that? I think I can, right? It's a 2-1. Trades. A little bit of lag in here. Yeah, there we are. So we have 2 removal spells. Just attacking. Opponent probably not trading because that's their leader. I forgot the name of this kind of card that bumps the others. You guys can tell me. Helion, probably he gets a land back to his hand just to deal 2 damage. Because we're at 12, they do it. So, Deadly Alliance kills the Helion, and Spellcraft can destroy this one. Yep. Now, do I want to destroy that right now? Did I? He has 1 land and probably not great things in his hand, maybe. And then I attacked. Opponent's at 13. We're not in a great shape in here. We know that he has some spells in his hand. Okay. It pumps for 1 turn, right? Okay. Shouldn't have dropped the land first because we can fake something. Ooh. Not attacking. Nah. I can only take back some things that are not tokens. When it's not going to block at this point, so Sizzling Barrage showing itself as a bad card again. I think I did this for the science. I'm going to use this on the token, but you cannot get that back because when a creature dies, for it to return, it needs to be a card, you know, on the graveyard. If that's a token, it just vanishes, so you cannot get a token back. Just watching what he can have. Maybe I should have just traded, I don't know why. No, I didn't use that. And now a flood in here. And there's a 1-1 that can grow. A 1-1 that has double strike, so he's attacking us for 4 right now, right? We're dead in 2 turns. Yeah. So if we draw nothing, that's it, right? So 3, 6, 7, 8 lands, plus the double faced. I think I was just a little bit tilted. It happens. And I'm kind of annoyed with the the useless sizzling barrage. Yeah, I think that's it. So, if I'm not mistaken, that's 4-2. Let's see. Yeah, that's 4-2. We did pass that ruin that I told you about, of like, if you have 3 wins, I think it's 3 wins, could be 2 wins. I think it's 3 wins. At 3 wins you win like 250 gems. And then if you go for the 4th win, it's just 1k gems, like 750 gems for 1 win. That win is precious, you need to pass that point. if you want your draft to be okay. Good. It's already good if you pass that point. But it's kind of slow in here. I'm thinking about which card that I go for, and I think that the flyer is the best option. I'm thinking that this can be good because of menace, but I don't know. I should play around a lengthy game, you know. Okay, so opponent has only one creature on the board. I have two. I'm going to offer to just get that without losing one of my cards. So I'm just going to pump this. Oh, we don't trade. We have 3 toughness. So that's why I did that. That's actually pretty great for us. Don't think it was the point for opponent to block. And probably I'm gonna do the same thing again. I was probably seeing if this had haste. What did I need for it to have haste? But that's kicker. Okay, opponent doesn't block this time. And I'm just going to throw this. It's a 4-3. Great. And we can feed the swarm plus use the zombie bat. Also a nice play for the other turn. Okay, that enters with a +1/+1 counter for each color spent. So he spent 2 mana and that's 5 mana for 5, which is okay. I think I'm gonna feed the swarm in here. We go for 19, but then no Priest of Oblivion is going to take us back to 21. So this was a really aggressive start for us. I think we cannot pump that, so opponent takes 6 in their face. So this is the thing, you gotta keep developing your board in this situation. And we even went for the land because we could go for a removal next turn. For example, on that. We remove, deal 2 damage to their face. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we have the mana. 2 to the face. Attack with everything. This way if they jump, we can still deal 1 damage with Titter Pick. Because they had to, and they see that things went out of control. So that was great. Great match. You can see how going for the early plays can really give you some games. Okay, so we are now on 5 wins, right? 5 wins is great. Come on, Arena. I'm just going to check it and then I'm going to do a little bit of a pause in here. And I come in 1 second. I come back. Okay. Yeah, that was the 5th win. We already got 100 gems for all the packs that we're gonna get later and the ones that we draft. I'm just going to give it a little bit of a stop right now. Okay, I'm back. And we're here for the next match. I had to drink some water and hydrate. My throat was getting a little bit bad. So we're here for the 5th match. No, 1, 2. I lost count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think this is the 7th or the 8th match. I don't remember. Anyway, against JPK. That's what I was telling you. Like, 4 mountains, you know, and song mad treachery. So I did mulligan, and then 2 lands. I had to keep because mulligan to 5 is kind of bad, and I just take that bad card out of my hand. I think I was kind of frustrated about that, but because I had Gamon card, just go card, doesn't want to go. Yeah, you're on the bottom. I went for that because I don't know if I'm reaching for mana so soon. And I threw. We did get these, and then we have a 1-drop. Oh, that's good. This is the first time that we do a 1-drop. So in here, maybe I should have tried to see if opponent wanted to to block, so that I could try to go for Sizzling Barrage. Royal Eruption, okay, not going to block. Then we have... There is a point for maybe going for Songmad Treachery, because then we could double spell next turn, but I did play this way. Maybe that was a little bit of a mistake. I don't know. So here he could have a pump. Even if he has this as Death Touch, maybe I should have blocked. I don't know. Opponent has a 3-1. Okay, we're drawing the lands, but oops. So in here I attacked with my Death Touch rogue, and maybe that was not the best idea. Oh, probably I was just trying to throw Sizzling Barrage at some point, but if I went for the race, like attack with both, opponent probably was not going to block. I think that I lost the opportunity to go for Sizzling Barrage on the second turn. Opponent goes for these, that gains life. And that Angel is a problem. Feed the Swarm should be in my hand right now. He offers the trade, and actually I'm just going to take it, you know. So I am going to Deadly Alliance this, right? I don't remember. But I can't attack. So I'm going to do it on their turn. I don't know if this was great, because if opponent had the double face that gives protection, we could be in a bad shape at that point. And we are at 14 life and just drawing lands. I think I'm going to try and go for this Sizzling Barrage thing again. Like, he doesn't need to block, he has 23 life and he could have something good at some point. Another land, so we keep drawing the lands. And at this point I didn't attack, like, it was not worthy. I already used 2 of my removal spells. I'm not in a great shape right now. So no Priest of Oblivion could be a good draw in here. Take back some creature out of our graveyard. Although we don't have a good creature in our graveyard, but this is something. It's going to make him spend his removal spell if he has it. And if he has, looks like it's a sorcery. It is a 7/5. Okay, so he did had to kick the other royal eruption. We can attack. If he blocks, we can sizzling barrage, and if he doesn't, then we can go for Demon's Dispo. We destroy the creature that we have that have 2 power. We try to be a little bit aggressive, but I don't know if that was great. I'm not such a great fan of Demon's Dispo. You have to take something of yours. So if you have some token, um, some creatures that create tokens, then maybe that's an okay card. Else, I don't know. With Malakir Rebirth, that can be something. If I had waited a little bit, maybe. The thing is that damn, I'm playing with my nail trimmer. This Lagak is going to be a problem. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hello, I'm thinking. Yeah, that's what I said to him. And then I muted him. Double checked to see if he was mute. It's not good to go for the song met treachery, and if I attack he's not going to block. He has 3 damage on us as well. He's racing us faster than we are racing him. And that's probably... Ugh, that's 2 4/4 creatures that we can't do anything. Maybe I should have blocked. Used Malakir Rebirth. That gets back, he has to sack one of his creatures. Still not great, right? The best scenario would be I attack, they block, I go sizzling barrage. That's not a good that's not a good scenario. So that's game probably. I'm going to go for Song Mad Treachery. I get one of his creatures. Because if I don't do this, he has 8 damage next turn. Maybe I should have only attacked with 1. He would take 4 damage, but then he would have 8 damage on the air against us the next turn. So not great still. Yeah, that's game. I'm just going to concede on his upkeep, because there wasn't much that we could do against that card. So I think that's the 3rd loss, right? And what was great is that we did rare draft. So we got 2 mythics, 3 rares plus 2 rares. So 5 rares and 2 mythics for the price of the draft. And then we got to these wins, I think 5 wins, which is, it's like we ended up earning 100 gems and some packs. So that's great. But when you are rare drafting, you did see that we have some clunky things in our deck, like the Sizzling Barrage, for example. We did have some lucky, I think. Oh, we even get 4 packs, that's great. I do think that we had some luck of getting really great red and black cards. Even if we passed like 2 Deadly Alliances, or I think it was 2 Spellcraft, the red removal, and 1 Deadly Alliance. Even passing those, we still ended up with 8 deck. And now I'm going to show you how I do to farm the sets. I got those packs and you can see that I'm going to show it. Come on. I had 42 packs, and I just don't open the packs because the packs now I'm going to show you in here in these sheets. This is the Zendikar Rising Rares and Mythics. So here I'm just taking, putting in here the amount of rares and mythics that I have, and this sheet is going to say how many drafts that I have to do to get all the rares of the set. I don't want to have 100% because I don't need it, but I'm going to show you. In here, up in here, you have the mythic set completion. We have like 35% of Zendikar Rising already, and 35% of the rare. So we do have the 42 packs that I just showed you. And here, I'm sorry, if you just go and fill in the blanks, the drafts that you do, you are going to be able to know how many drafts you still need to do by doing that average of wins and getting that average of rare cards to draft the entire collection. I'm not feeling that, so this number 34 is not real. But this is a sheet from Hipsters of the Coast. I'm going to put the link in here if they still do this, because generally I just take their mode and then I do the new sheets. It's really easy, and I just put the cards in the list the way I want. So the sequence that I do is just the one that is in arena display. This gets easier to keep track for me. And yeah, that's it. I hope you guys enjoy this. And please tell me what do you think about rare drafting.